Hey everyone, I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad, helping dads find great bourbon. And I am super excited today to dive into the newest, the latest and greatest batch of Booker's 2023-03 Mighty Fine batch. I'm really excited to taste this with you guys today. Let's get right to it. I'm really stoked to get this bottle right out the gate. We happened to be in Kentucky over the weekend and we stopped in at Jim Beam on a whim, and there it was just sitting on the shelf. And I will say, distillery price has gone up a little bit. Last year when we went there in October, it was $99. This year, it was $115. Steep. Most I've ever paid for a bottle of Booker's, but I love Booker's, and I love sharing Booker's with you guys. So I snatched it right up, and I'm excited to try it today. This one is Mighty Fine Batch. In the description, Fred No talks about his dad's catchphrase, so Booker's catchphrase was Mighty Fine. Booker would often get together with other guys from the bourbon industry and share selections of bourbon that he had made. And after sipping it, he would often say, "That's mighty fine. That's a damn good batch." And what's really cool is Fred talks about in 2004, right before Booker passed away, so right before his dad died, he got to pick his very first batch of Booker's. And his dad told him, "Mighty fine job, son." That's pretty cool. As a dad and a son, that speaks a lot to me. So excited for Fred and what he's done with the line of Booker's. This bottle is 126.6 proof. It is 7 years, 1 month, and 10 days old. The wax on this sucker is so fresh that it still is glossy and just pristine. That being said, let's get it open and have a pour. Doesn't do anybody any good to be sealed up. All right. Now it's a 7-year-old bourbon. It's 126.6 proof, cask strength, of course. I'm just gonna let it open a little bit. I'm not even smelling it yet. Just let the process be. And of course, I'm gonna rate this with my trademark patent pending Suburban Dad rating scale. So we got nose, taste, mouthfeel, and finish. 5 points possible in each of those categories. Total score of 20 being the highest possible. Let's have a look at the color while we're waiting here. It's a mix between honey and apple juice. It's not super dark and rich, but it's not... It is a little on the lighter side, I'll say that. So we'll see. It's got decent legs coming down. So decent viscosity looks like. All right, here we go. On the nose. Wow, a lot of fruit right off the bat. Fruit and baking spices, like a fruit pie, apple pie, cinnamon, with a nice crust to it. Really not much ethanol burn on the nose, which is quite pleasant. Just warm, rich, like literally a warm apple pie, plenty of cinnamon fresh out of the oven. Just that nice, warming, welcoming smell to it. A little bit of a caramel drizzle on there. Very nice. Very nice. Baked apples for sure. So the nose on this one, man, it's a really nice nose. Rich and inviting with minimal ethanol burn. Gonna start off strong here, folks, with a 4.5 on the nose. I know. Starting off high. We'll see if it follows through. And of course, the moment of truth, gonna taste it neat first, no water or anything. Oh my goodness. So fruity. Whoa. Whoa. That is the most intense apple flavor I've ever had in a whiskey. Oh my goodness. Let me try that again. Very fruity. Apple for sure. Some pear, maybe a little bit of citrus in there, maybe a little bit of orange. It's rather unusual for a Booker's batch. Extremely fruity. Very, very, very fruity. Yeah, some baking spices. The initial flavors of the nose carry through very strongly. The finish, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but the finish is very appley. Oh my gosh. That is so distinct to me. But nice, rich, warm. Just a little bit of caramel in there, a lot of baking spice, cinnamon in particular, maybe some nutmeg. A little bit of vanilla, but man, that fruit is so fruit forward. That is fascinating. Okay, so the taste. The taste. I'm actually gonna have to go with a 3 on this one. When I think of bourbon, I really am not looking for a huge fruit flavor, but man, that comes across so strongly. A little bit of brown sugar in there as well, but man, fruit and baking spices. So yeah, I'm gonna do a 3 for the taste. Then the mouthfeel. So the mouthfeel is thin. The mouthfeel is pretty thin for a Booker's, especially for this high proof. This does not drink its proof at all. It drinks under 110 proof. Between 100 and 110 proof, somewhere there is where I'd put it, if I was just blind guessing. But the mouthfeel, it's not very coating, it's not very viscous or oily. It is actually on the thinner side. Dang. I'm gonna, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to say 2.5 on the mouthfeel. Like below average. So 3 would be average, 2.5 just below average. For this proof point, it should be rich and coating. The flavor is rather rich. The mouthfeel, not so much. It just stays right on the top of my tongue. It doesn't coat the whole mouth or anything. The finish, like I said, apple, bright, fruity. As it fades away, more vanilla at the end. It's a medium long finish, so I'm gonna go with a 4 on that one. Start off real strong with the nose. Taste and mouthfeel, but the finish kind of saved it a little bit. Overall, it's very unusual for a Booker's. I don't not like it, but it's just very different from their typical profile. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. In terms of whiskey, it's pretty darn good. As far as Booker's, it's okay. So I'm definitely glad I have it, and I'm gonna enjoy it for sure. But in terms of Booker's, I really enjoyed Charlie's batch. Apprentice batch was really great to me. This one is back down. This might be the 3rd place bottle so far this year. Total for this one is a 14. I'd have to look at my other scorings for Booker's this year, but I think that might be the lowest one. I think. Well, there you go. Like I said, I grabbed it for 115. I guess that's what I get for finding Apprentice for 78. I wouldn't pay 115 again, knowing how it tastes. I'm very glad to have it, but in doing my due diligence for you guys, I can't recommend hunting it for more than $100 for sure. Always, if you can find Booker's for less than 100, that's a pretty good deal. It's still great bourbon. It's not a great Booker's, but it's great bourbon. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, for science sake, let's try adding a little bit of water and seeing what that does to the flavor. I have a feeling it's going to make it real watery and thin, just based on how it tastes and feels already. But let's see. Oh wow, okay. So on the nose, a lot more caramel butterscotch when I do this. Butterscotch. Strong butterscotch. Pleasant. Wow. So a trade-off here. Like I said, it makes it very thin and rather weak, but it is a lot more butterscotchy. I don't know where that's coming from. I didn't get much of that at all in the first try. Butterscotchy, but very, very light. Very, very light on the flavor on this one. Water. Water is not our friend in this case, unfortunately. Always worth a try though. Thanks for tuning in, guys. What's been your favorite Bookers of 2023 so far? We got one more coming. Be patient. Have you seen Mighty Fine Batch yet in your area? Have you tried it? Let me know in the comments. I still have not seen hide nor hair of this anywhere other than just randomly at the distillery. That's all for today, folks. Until next time, cheers.